Our agency is a little unique in that our philosophy is that we're looking for families for children, not children for families. Our focus is always on the child. So we understand what the needs of the child may be. We then match a family that would be appropriate for that child. My name is Sarah Boone. I'm the CEO with Extraordinary Families. We've probably reached close to 1,000 adoptions. So if a family is interested in becoming a resource family, then they first attend an orientation at our agency to really get a feel of what being a foster parent will be like. Then from orientation, they participate in 15 hours of in-class training where they're going to learn a number of important skills that will be needed to become a foster parent. We actively recruited from the LGBTQ community for over a decade when the community didn't realize that being able to foster and adopt or parent period was really a possibility. And what's really important is focusing on the fact that in terms of parenting, you can be single, you can be lesbian, gay, straight, transgender, married, not married, and we are seeking strong families for the kids in our care.
I think the idea of having a family kind of evolved for us. I don't think too many people go into a relationship thinking we're going to have a family now.
We had always intended on adopting. We knew a few families that had gone the foster to adopt route, and when we looked into it, we decided that foster to adopt was the route that we would go.
Here at Extraordinary Families, the majority of them have historically wanted to foster and adopt 0 to 3-year-olds.
So we received a call on December the 23rd last year that said that there was a little girl that they were wanting to find a home for, and if we would be around Christmas Eve to place her. So she was brought to us by our DCFS social worker on Christmas Eve.
We have done a very, very good job at finding foster parents for younger kids, and we want to absolutely continue that because we know how critical early intervention services are in providing care for a child when he or she is very young. But we also need to have those parents for the school age and the teenagers, and letting folks know of the success stories, letting folks know that actually a teenager can attach to you. When I was a Child Protective Service social worker, the majority of my caseload were adolescents. I really enjoyed working with teenagers as a social worker, and then ultimately became a foster parent at 26. I had 2 brothers initially placed with me, and then they subsequently reunified with their mom, and then it seemed like every 6 months is when my sons, who I ultimately adopted, were placed with me. And so by the time I adopted my sons, I was 30 years old. So with our families, what we ask of them is to love and care and attach to a child while simultaneously preparing for the fact that that child may be reunified. To do that is nothing less than extraordinary. As far as I'm concerned, it's heroic.
I imagine it's probably not unlike having a child of your own biologically, where all of a sudden you get the call and it's time to go to the hospital. I was actually at work the day she came to us, and I was driving home, and it was very surreal knowing that I was going to walk into my home and there would be a baby. And I remember sitting in my car for, I don't know how long, in the parking lot, just kind of trying to brace myself for that change. But as soon as I walked in the door and I saw her and I kind of looked in her eyes, I knew that I could move forward, and that whatever challenges came, it was going to be okay. Because she has just the most beautiful big brown eyes that